What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 11 of our Bayer Leverkusen Let's Play here in Football Manager 2019. Hopefully, you guys are good. Today, we have a game against Leipzig, a game against a team that we are yet to win against this season in our previous two meetings. Today, a crucial meeting in the league. And we need a win. We really need a win. If you missed last episode, go check it out. It was, of course, the Europa League against Sevilla. Since you were last here, just one game to talk about. It was against Werder Bremen. It finished 0-0. Nothing happened. But you might notice something odd around, well, what you can see down this side. What have I been doing, Jack? How do you stop the rot? I'll tell you how you stop the rot. You panic and completely change your tactical system to see if you can get some luck this way. And this is the system that I think we might even play today. I feel like there isn't a lot to lose with today's game. You know, we've tried pressing against Leipzig. It's really not worked. Regardless of what happens today, we are going to stay fourth. Hoffenheim's still kind of the real rivals, I guess, for us this season in terms of the team most likely to catch us. And so I want to try this. In terms of the thinking behind this, I guess we might as well talk about this mostly to start this episode. We are going to go with a strikerless system. I want to try and kind of control the ball a little bit more. You know, Wendell and Weiser, these guys, very good fullbacks in terms of going forward with pace. Not necessarily the most solid defensively. Maybe that's a little harsh on Wendell, but neither of them kind of players worth singing and shouting about. And I want to see them get higher up the pitch. We've been lacking goals a little bit. Volland's done okay for us, but really, since Alario left in, well, January, it's been a struggle. I will be honest, I tweeted out whilst playing this save in January that I thought I'd had one of the best transfer windows in a long time in FM. In hindsight, it feels like the players that we brought in really haven't had that big of an impact on the side. If anything, I feel like we've got worse since January, since the winter break. I mean, have things got worse? They feel like they've got worse. I feel like it's just the run of form as of late. Football Manager is very much a game of momentum. You know, you sometimes get stuck in a rut and you can be playing the same tactic that was working superbly for an extended period of time and then it just completely goes to crap, which is kind of the case with real football. Sometimes it's about adapting, sometimes it's about persevering with a system. I have tried to persevere. I've tried to stick with the system that we were using. It's not worked out. Changes had to be made. And yeah, this is the system we're going to go with. In terms of it, fairly standard. We're kind of going with a very defensive core to the team with two decent defenders in Sven Bender and Tah. Lars Bender then going to play the defensive midfielder role. Weiser and Wendell going to play higher up. Almiron playing out as a Mazzala on the left is going to be looking to kind of drift into these half spaces. You'll notice that Julian Brandt is set to advanced playmaker out wide. We're going to give this a go and see how it works for us, having two advanced playmakers. It might not work. Part of me is already tempted to change Baketa to like more of a roaming playmaker, perhaps, in the team and see what he could do there. In fact, I'm going to go with that. He's a very good player in that kind of role. Then we're going to go with Ben Yedder as a shadow striker. If we're really not creating a lot, the simple change obviously is just to move him higher up the pitch. But for now, at least, I want to start him at shadow striker and see what he can do. Volland's going to play inside forward. He's actually played, when he's played this role, he's played pretty well. In terms of instructions, a few extra ones on players. You can see a Volland going to sit narrower and roam from position. Same for Julian Brandt. You know, I want these guys to kind of occupy this half space, float around the pitch a little bit. Elsewhere, there's no other crazy instructions just yet. I'll be honest, this tactic might just horrifically capitulate here, not work, and I'll go back to what we've used before against smaller opposition. But against Leipzig, we've played them twice with previous systems. It's never really worked for us. I feel like it's time for a roll of the dice. It's time to do something mental. The first time I am going to have played strikerless, besides the Bremen game, this entire FM, which is always an exciting time. I feel like strikerless systems can be quite nice to watch. And we'll see how we get on today. We are going to be using the control possession preset, but with this custom formation. Really, I want to try and get a stranglehold on this game. We're playing at home. Leipzig, a team that like to play that 4-4-2 that we've come up against a number of times. And to be honest, I really like this kind of formation to hopefully drift in the gaps that are going to emerge in their team. Whether or not it works remains to be seen. I will say now, if you're watching this, go down in the comments. Let me know, what do you think the score is going to be of this game? When we played Bremen with this system, it finished 0-0. We didn't actually create quite as much as I would like, which is why I've set the wider players this game with those extra player instructions of sit narrower and roam from position. I want to see them get slightly higher up the pitch. I did also think of another thing that I wanted to change with this system, which was the fluidity, which I'm actually not sure where it is in FM this year. Is fluidity still a thing? I feel like it is. Or have I just completely missed out on that? I mean, in possession, it's got to be, right? Did they get rid of the fluidity? Why am I only just noticing this? Or is it here and I've just missed it? I guess you could be more expressive, couldn't you? I guess the whole fluid thing doesn't really make sense when it's now like, well, you've got your transitions and stuff. It makes complete sense. There's no reason to have fluidity now. We're going to go with be more expressive, though. See how that works out for us. I'm hoping this isn't a chance for Leipzig immediately. They beat us 4-1 in the league. They beat us in the German Cup. They've beaten us in everything. They've taken everything away from us. We've got nothing to lose here, so we're going to see what we can do with this kind of system. Hopefully we can dominate the ball. That's got to be the main aim, and well, early on that's not the case. But we do have a chance here. Weiser on the overlap, playing complete wing-back, whips it in. Volland's there. I mean, maybe I'm a tactical genius, or maybe it's a fluke, but either way, we're leading this game. Volland with the goal. Weiser, been out for so long this season through various injuries, finally starting to get match fitness. Hopefully he can continue to stay fit. And you can see Volland playing us that inside forward with roam from position, does get into the final third, makes his way into the box with a slow and steady build-up play. And it does work really, really well for us there. We get a goal immediately. It's a little bit concerning that we're struggling to have possession considering we're using a control possession preset on styles. But I'm not going to complain. Vendel whips it back post. Paqueta maybe? Nope, they're going to get it clear. Could we get caught out in the transition, or are we about to win it back? No, Lars Bender. Or was it Sven? I'm not sure. It was one of them. Yusuf Poulsen through on goal. Hradeski! You, my friend, have been a hero this season. The goalkeepers in FM don't get enough credit. He was superb against Bordeaux. He was superb against Sevilla, despite the fact that we lost over 2 legs. He's been a great little keeper for us, has the Finn. Hopefully he can keep it going. We're going to have to try and, well, deal with this here. Bruma out wide, goes inside. Don't give away a penalty, please, boys. Ball just played inside. Poulsen, Hradeski gets it. Not entirely convincing, but we live to fight another day. Look at the stats. We're still struggling to have possession, which, I'll be honest, tad bit concerning, considering the way that we're shaped up. Bruma, that was a little ambitious. Right, what can we do to try and get more of the ball here? I mean, we've got shorter passing on. Let's get rid of work ball into the box and play out of defence, because we might be causing ourselves our own problems here with them pressing if we're just going short to the centre-backs, because in this system they don't have a whole host of options to go for. When possession has been won, I feel like we do probably want to try and hit them on the counter here, to be honest, now I think about it. Leipzig are going to be attacking more in this game, looking for, well, a win, which they desperately want, but also trying to catch us out. With our team, they're chasing that goal that they need. Right, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to confirm the changes that are pending, of course. And well, let's see what we can do here. I mean, we're 1-0 up. We were 1-0 up against them in the previous league meeting until like the 70th minute. So I'm not going to get too carried away. But, well, reason for positivity. This is a little bit mental or a press, I'll be honest, boys. I was not expecting us to press this hard. Thinking about it, playing a really pressing... Well, what? Actually, that's a point. I've not actually checked. All the new tactical systems... We probably don't want to counter-press here. And the reason that we don't is because when you're playing without a striker, these players have got a lot more ground to cover. I'd rather them sit back a little bit more, happily let Leipzig have it at the back and see what they can do. As Werner misses, Werner very, very clinical, so a bit of a surprise that he's let us off the hook there. Leipzig have only hit the target once, but it feels like they've had the better chances in this game thus far. 40 minutes gone. I mean, it's pretty even Stevens. Almiron on a booking now. We need to deal with this set piece. Sabitzer, Ben Yedder, what a tackle. To Julian Brandt, who gets crunched from behind. The referee says it's a great tackle. It looked a little bit like a risky, reckless tackle to me, but play goes on. And now, while Weiser got an assist already to his name. Don't do anything silly here. Just get it out. Out, he says repeatedly, as if that's somehow going to help us here. Bruma, inside to Almiron. Can he do something? You can see Julian Brandt sitting inside there. Now we hit on the break. Volland down this right side. He's got 3 men on him. To Ben Yedder. To Almiron. Can he bury it? Of course he can bury it. It was never in doubt. It's 2-0. We're the best team in the world. 2 clear-cut chances created. Almiron playing as the Mazzala. It's his 3rd goal of the season. It feels like an age since his previous goal this season because of the horrific injuries he's had. He started off the season well, slowed down a little. He's got one there for us, though. On his left peg, tucks it away. Maybe we've struck gold with the strikerless. Maybe I don't need attackers. Maybe that's the secret all along in football. You just don't need strikers. It's been a myth all this time. Either way, half-time, 2-0. I'm going to tell the players I'm very happy. A win here actually puts us in a pretty good position. If we just look at the league table, a win here, we're only 3 points behind Leipzig, who are top of the table. We would still be 4th behind Dortmund and Bayern. But, well, when you're 3 points behind a team with, I think, 7 or 8 games left of the season after this game, I think it's 7, there's still a chance, although Sven Bender's got injured. Right, Red Sauce. This boy, every training session, my coach is just telling me that he's impressed. Impress me now on the pitch, my son. I was about to call him by his first name, but I'm not going to attempt that for fear of offending my Greek viewers. But yeah, you can see here, 7 games left after this match. 34 games, of course, in the Bundesliga season. And we've been very good so far. Paqueta, Almiron through again. Can he finish it? No, he spooned it. That was like watching me play FIFA with timed finishes. I realise that that is a very, perhaps limited kind of reference that not everyone's going to get. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry. This isn't FIFA, it's Football Manager, although Almiron probably should have done a little better with his finish. We're on the counter again here, maybe. Ben Yedder, you've got pace. Hunt him. Kill him, Ben. I say Ben like that's his first... It's not his first name. He's got a double-barreled last name of Ben Yedder. I mean, he's Ben in my heart. Right, Poulsen. Bruma. I mean, if they score now, it could be squeaky bum time. Hradeski. Another stop for him. Another one for the collection. I think that was a little bit of one for the cameras. I'm not going to lie. But, well, we deal with it. And we're going to deal with the corner as well here. And things are looking pretty good. I feel like some of the changes we've done in terms of team instructions have actually worked quite nicely here. Might well look to use them in the future going forward with this system because they do seem to have just worked quite well. I feel like with the system, you know, till the end of the season, I'm going to be experimenting with it a little bit. I mean, it's worked here pretty well. Whether or not I'm going to use it week in and week out, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we shouldn't speak too soon, should we? We should not speak too soon about the system. Poulsen scores. Hradeski, for all the praise I've given him, not the finest piece of goalkeeping. I'm going to be honest, my friend. I'm going to drop the wing-backs just deeper for now, I think. Or Almiron, you can go on to support. We've still got 2 subs we can make here. Julian Brandt's not had a great game. Paqueta's had a bloody awful game, though. Right, let's get in Havertz for him at roaming playmaker. I think we'll go with that for now. Still options, of course, on the bench. We've got such a stacked bench. It's kind of disappointing that our form has tailed off as much as it has because we have got such a great team, in my opinion. We just need to try and, I think, find our foot and find some confidence. Maybe this system, maybe this change is what's needed to do that. Anyway, Brandt, who is, well, still on the pitch somehow, involved here. Almiron, lots of options in the middle. So many players queuing up. You wouldn't know that we were playing strikerless with the amount of options Almiron had there, but he failed to get the ball into the box, and we could be in trouble now. Jonathan Tah, do not do anything silly. Hradeski, not like this. Not great. Hradeski pressed down. The ball deflected off the striker. Fell straight to the path of Bruma, who gets his 13th goal of the season. It's 2-2. We're not about to choke against them again, are we? Not like this. I mean, in terms of... I'm always tempted to go more attacking. Is that mad? Maybe it is. Right, Ben Yedder, you've not played that great. Falk. Okay, Falk, you've not played in a little while, my friend. But you're a goal-scoring machine earlier on in the year. Please restart this machine. Get the engine going. Whack it out. Get some fuel in the tank. We need a goal here. 5 minutes of added time. I mean, if they score, I'm going to be heartbroken. Don't do this to me, Football Manager. Don't do this to me. Hradeski does hold on to it. I think that was the highlight. Okay, it was. Panic over. At this point, would I take a draw? I probably would. But it doesn't really help us that much. We kind of need to win this if we want to be in the title fight still. A draw doesn't really help us. And now Julian Brandt's injured. Brilliant. I hope that's not long term because, of course, he did tear a muscle previously this season. It finishes 2-2. I mean, to be honest, they probably deserved at least a point from this game. We have choked it massively, but we did go toe-to-toe with the top team in the Bundesliga using a system that is still relatively untested. I think there's still room to improve it and maybe experiment it with some more. Maybe or not, whether or not we'll use it, I guess game in and game out remains to be seen. I feel like we might go to a more conventional system for a few of these games we've got coming up. We've got Stuttgart in 10th, Nuremberg in 18th, Augsburg in 17th. I think we'll be back next time for the game against Hoffenheim. That could very much be the kind of last game that really has significance this season. They're 5th. We are in 4th. We're 3 points ahead of them. Still in pole position, really, to get Champions League football. But a lot can change very, very quickly here. Leipzig's remaining games, if we just look, they've got Bayern to play, second to last game of the season. So they could still, slip up a little bit there. In terms of Dortmund and Bayern, I've not actually checked their games. Dortmund, they've got a fairly reasonable end to the season. What about Hoffenheim? I feel like I haven't seen any of the teams we just looked at playing Hoffenheim. Yeah, it looks like they've got a fairly kind end to the season too. So this could very much come down to the wire. Of course, Hoffenheim, a team who finished 3rd last year, so they are a good team. But we want to be getting Champions League football this year, and that's got to be the aim. Before we go for this episode, let's just have a look at Brandt's injury. 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not going to pay for injections. Sven Bender's out for 2 weeks as well, so a few injuries there to react around. 6 matches in a row without winning. I'm confident that when we're back next time, we will have got a few wins. Nuremberg and Augsburg. We've got to be beating both of them. I mean, I'm not being funny. They're not very good, but we did bottle it against Hanover not that long ago, so it's definitely not in the bag. Anyway, guys, that is going to be all from me today on this video. I do hope you enjoyed. In terms of when we'll be back, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how things go. It'll probably be for the Hoffenheim game. I do hope I see you for this one. Thinking about it here, I've just realised I didn't have Leon Bailey on the bench. That was a mistake. Someone's going to write in the comments, Jack, why was Bailey not on the bench? I'm going to claim I was resting him. He was on 91% condition, so I guess he was struggling a little bit, but he definitely could have played in this match. Either way, might get some football now, regardless of what system we play with Brandt's injury. Right, I've rambled for long enough here today, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, do leave a like on the video. I will see you guys next time. Big game against Hoffenheim coming up. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.